Welcome back to the breakdown. I am De La Creme de La, your privileged host. And this is an episode of the breakdown show. I feel really weird calling it an episode, but I do want to give you guys an update on Marquise Wiley from the Wiley Show. I was unable to get in touch with him directly, which I kind of guessed would happen. The phone went straight to voicemail. The mailbox is full. I did reach out to one of his loved ones whose information I did have. That person changed their phone number. No surprise. I did reach out to the detention center that is closest to the area where he got picked up. And I was able to have a good conversation with an officer at the detention center who gave me quite a bit of information. I don't usually record those phone calls because I don't like to get in the habit of recording people when they don't know they're being recorded. That can get real shaky. So I prefer to not record those phone calls. I have in the past, but I just don't like to get in the habit of doing that. I don't want anybody to ever have to wonder if they're being recorded when we're on the phone. So I did not record that phone call, but I did take some great notes, and he did confirm for me a lot of questions that you may have. So let me just give you the notes. He is currently at the Clark County Detention Center. There are 2 charges that he's been charged with. He did give me the codes for those offenses, and I was able to confirm everything that he told me online. I do have the actual charge sheet. I see everything. I'm just not going to show it to you because while it is public information, I'm trying to respect the situation as much as possible. This man put himself on camera. I do understand that. And this is not a no judgment zone. I do understand that. But it's just like if you sign a contract under duress, I mean, there's a certain amount of leeway that is given. I did make sure Oscar knew that whatever Marquis said or did, he was not in his right mind. I can vouch most likely for that he was in a manic state, that he was in a not so lucid state. I did let the police know that, I don't know, they did confirm that someone else from his family did reach out yesterday, but they don't know who and they don't know where that went. I let them know that, I understand that people's behavior can incite certain reaction. Please keep in mind that this man has been diagnosed with a mental illness. He is under treatment for. So please take that into account. He's like, yeah, I'm sure the courts will take that into account. And I said, well, I'm sure the courts will follow the law. I'm not talking to the courts, Oscar. I'm talking to you. You and your homeboys, please be mindful that this man is not in his right mind. I have seen footage that shocked me, and I couldn't recognize that person. So please keep that in mind as you interact with him, because his next court date isn't until, I think it's on Tuesday. So he's got court on Tuesday. Let me jump into the 2 charges real quick. So one charge is for communicating bomb threats. And the second charge is for making a threat or conveying false information concerning an act of terrorism, weapons of mass destruction, or a lethal agent. So, the bail is $25,000. The next court date is on Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. I do have his case number. I do have his inmate number. I do have the information concerning the charges in detail. I'm just going to keep all that to myself right now while I keep track of the case and follow up on it. I don't want to interfere or obstruct the law at all or anything else that could be happening in his favor. So I don't want to give too much media attention, so to speak, in this situation. I don't want them to make an example out of him. Okay, so I'm it's interesting in these type of situations. He needs I mean, anybody would say, we've looked at people in these situations before and we've been like, take no prisoners, have no mercy. But this man was obviously in the middle of a manic episode, and he might have been in part of his right mind, but not all of it. And he is a YouTuber. He is someone who wants to be in the public eye, and I do believe the police were on that live, because I do believe the second live, the last live that we saw of him, because I do believe the police actually called the police and said, hey, jump off the live, because they started having casual conversation in the car. And they didn't want anything unprofessional to get out. While he was being treated professionally from what it looked like, the police officers were having a side conversation. And I don't think the police wanted that to get out. So I believe the police were watching that live. But it's very important to me that it's not a situation where he's made an example of. So I don't want to add too much to the conversation on their end. So I'm not going to release a whole lot of information that I have, just in the interest of that, and I have that prerogative. So thank you for allowing me to stand on it. But that's all I got. I think that's all I got. Yeah, it makes me upset. Yeah, it bothers me because, these things get real interesting, right? And it's been a real interesting year on the Breakdown Show. This since January. Y'all saw how young I looked on January 15th when I was down there at the Walk of Stars, the Hollywood Walk of Stars with my mama. Y'all saw how young I look? Nah, I look 44. What the fuck is going on? It's been a weird year for the Breakdown crew. We have had some interesting, shocking, maddening, but ever-growing experiences. And with this one, I just want to handle it a little bit differently. This ain't Jedediah Brown in his right mind going after Andrew Holmes, or Jaguar Wright going in the police station playing chicken after trying to sell pussy down at the bodega. This isn't that. This isn't Lee Moore Whitehead. This isn't Jay Morris. This is somebody who obviously has it diagnosed, right? Because we've said a lot of people need to be diagnosed. But this is someone who's been diagnosed and who has been popping off a lot lately and has a lot to lose, i.e. their life. So I just want to handle it delicately. And since I have the prerogative, I could go in and do all that stuff, but it's not necessary. And that's not the kind of karma I want to create. So I let baby Della stay up all night last night so that I'd have a little bit of space this morning. Smart moms know. She thought she was getting away with something. She was up all night on her computer just enjoying her little self. Man, that girl went to bed at like 5:30 this morning. I got up and was like, see you in the morning. Man, she got some food waiting for her when she wake up. She gonna be happy. So she won't be singing back up today. But for now, Lord, this is a lot. And that's all I got. Ain't got no more.